Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. Today's reading is titled, How Does the Divine View You? And with the word divine, I'm actually referring to the heavenly realms. I just shortened it so that my title wouldn't be too long. So we're going to be looking at how basically your spiritual team views you, along with the creator, okay? I have 3 piles for you to choose from. You are welcome to pick more than one, but please pick using your intuition. I will give you all a couple of seconds to pick, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with our lovely pile number 1. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. So pile number 1, the divine and the heavenly realms, they view you as someone who has a strong connection to their heart. Whenever you feel like giving up, your heart saves you. You are able to regenerate after setbacks that were designed to break you. You're an angel. So, pile number 1, I don't know if you consider yourself to be an earth angel, but you have a lot of angelic energies and angelic frequencies surrounding you at this very moment. The first card that we have for you is Follow Your Heart. So, the divine and the heavenly realms, they see you as a person that listens to their intuition. You follow your heart. You could be a person that you feel sometimes that you go from place to place because you're still trying to find careers that suit you, or you're trying to find relationships and friendships that suit you. So sometimes you can feel bad when you are leaving situations and you're leaving people, but the divine is letting you know that no, you're listening to your heart, you're doing the right thing, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. Because when you are somebody who moves around, often people could see you as like changeable or flighty, but really you just understand what works for you in the moment, and then when it doesn't work for you anymore. Okay. You follow your heart, you listen to that GPS within your heart because it knows all the best routes. You may look at other people, pile number 1, and compare yourself because maybe they've been in the same relationship for years. They've been at the same job for years. They have the same house or apartment they've had for years. They have the same car they've had for years. And God and the divine wants you to stop comparing your journey to others. Stop looking at what they have and what you don't have. Like, somebody here could be focused on materials, and they're letting you know that that doesn't define you. Your journey is different. If you don't have something right now, it's not because you don't deserve it. It's just because it's not in alignment for you. You will have it though. Trust, okay? But yeah, they see you as a person that you follow your heart and you listen to yourself. But they wanted me to let you know that because I feel like a lot of you are very hard on yourself because you have all these goals and things you want to accomplish. But sometimes you have to change your route because the destination is bigger than what you can imagine. Okay, the destination, there's so much to the destination, but it's also the journey. It's also getting there. And on your journey, you're going to have to leave certain people, certain places. You're not going to stay at some place all your life. That's not how life works. And if you did, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't evolve as a person if you stayed at one job your whole life. If you dated one person your whole life. Like, let's keep it real. You need variety in order to grow. So stop judging yourself if you need to change a job that doesn't serve you, or if the people are toxic, or if you need to move out of your apartment and go somewhere else because you don't feel called to be there. Like, don't feel bad about your choices. Listen to yourself. Okay. The next card we have is positive thinking. So the divine sees you as somebody who you do your best to think positive thoughts. And you could also be the kind of person that when you're around other people, you bring positivity. If somebody's thinking something negative, you're able to alchemize the thought, or you get them to see it in a more positive or optimistic light. So you know how to shift a room, pile number 1. Like, you come in with positive energy and you really help people change their mindset. So after a person has a conversation with you, they're thinking different, they're looking different, they're dressing different, they're eating different. And for you, it was just a simple conversation, but spirit is like, that conversation that you have with that person, it sparks an immense change within them. It sparks something spiritual within them. It activates something within them to where they start thinking more positive and consuming more positive media, or just being around positive energy and people. And then they start to realize, like, wow, I'm glad we had that conversation. So you may not realize it, pal number one, but your purpose is bigger than you think. And a lot of your purpose involves helping other people shift their subconscious reality and their subconscious mind so that they can create a heaven on earth. That's one of them. Um, but that is really one of the main things the spirit is saying, like, you're able to help shift people. You may be somebody who feels like you need all these credentials, but you don't because you already have it within, okay? And also with positive thinking, with the flowers and stuff here, you could be very connected with flowers, and that also to me symbolizes growth. So the divine and the heavenly realm see you as a person that's always growing, always developing, and always finding ways to hold themselves accountable and take control of their life. The divine could also see you as a person that is needing to forgive. It's hard, I know it is, but they want you to so that your blessings can come through. They see that you have a lot of empathy as well, but they want you to start having empathy for yourself because you tend to have more empathy for other people than you, and you deserve it too. The next card we have is spontaneity. So the divine likes how you do things at the spur of the moment. Like maybe you go to a restaurant you never went to, or a cafe you never went to, or you talk to somebody that you would never talk to. It's like you do those little things and you shift your life in the most positive ways, and you do the same thing for other people. Because I was getting a specific scenario that you could take a friend to a restaurant, right? You take your friend, and that friend ends up finding a person that they connect with, and they end up dating and they get married and they have kids and whatever, and they found the love of their life. But if you would have never took that person to that restaurant, they wouldn't have connected with that person. It's like people see you a little bit, pal number one, as a matchmaker, and the divine sees you like that too. They see you as a person that brings people together. It's like you know how to put somebody in the right place at the right time for an opportunity, or for them to connect with another soul. It's like you have an ancient soul. You have a soul that you understand the Akashic records, you understand soul contracts. Even though you may not consciously be aware of that, it's imprinted in your DNA, it's imprinted in your subconscious. It's imprinted in your soul, pal number one. Like you're more advanced than you believe. Like you may look at yourself as like average, but God looks at you as this divine being. You're an angel. And I'm not saying angel like you never make mistakes, you never get mad, you never cuss somebody out. That's not what I'm meaning by angel. By angel, I'm not saying that you're perfect and that you never make mistakes, but being this angel is just having a pure energy and choosing to do right by people, even if they don't do right by you, but you do right by them because that's your character. And them not doing right by you is their character. So you understand that what other people do is about them, and what you do is about you. And that is what the divine loves about you. Like you still have that integrity, even though people may not deserve it. You still have that, and that is why you're always going to be blessed, because you want good things to happen for other people. And because of that, you're always going to be blessed. You're always going to have good things happening to you because that's the energy you put out. But yeah, it's like you are very spontaneous, and they love that. Like you can switch up your style and it works for you. It's like you listen to your heart, and you may get a lot of spontaneous ideas. That's why you could feel like you're flighty and you could feel judged by people, because you change a lot and they may not understand. But it's not meant for them to understand. And Spirit is saying too, keep some of your endeavors to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing or what you're embarking on, because then when you tell people, they're like, I thought you were doing this, I thought you were doing that. Like, you don't need people like that throwing off your energy or trying to judge your stability based on you experimenting and figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. Okay, because people will try to make you feel bad, but it's like you have to listen to yourself. You can't listen to others. And I feel that that is something that you have really learned in this lifetime, pal number one, that you have to go within. You have to listen to self. And this is something that the divine really loves and appreciates about you, because you teach that to others. You could be a spiritual teacher, pal number one. Take what resonates. Okay, the next card that we have for you, we have a card about dreams. So for you, pal number one, I was specifically picking up the aboriginal. Is that how you say it? I think it's aboriginal. Yeah, the Aboriginal definition of dreams. So, the Aboriginal people are in Australia, and I learned this during my senior year of college. I had a an art history class, and we were talking about dreams, but it wasn't in the way that we think. Like in the Western world, dreams are something that happens in the unconscious in your sleep. But in the Australian world, where they talked about dreams, it's actually this heightened state of consciousness that connects you to higher planes where you can get information from the most high, passed on loved ones, and ancestors. So it's in their term, the word dream is a way that you connect spiritually to the most high. So you're having these dreams, quote unquote, but it's actually messages and downloads from the divine. So you could be somebody who's from Australia, because I've been getting like Australia references recently in my reading. So yeah, it may be some people watching. So hello. um, but yeah, it's something with dreams here, like you bringing your dreams into reality, but also you being able to tap into this altered state very often. Like you're being able to tap into it more. So that's how God sees you, as somebody that taps in and actually is grateful, and actually, like, you may express a lot to God, and it's like I see like a person putting their hand over their heart, and that makes sense because you have a connection to your heart. But it's like there may be things you say or do that is very, very touching to the divine, because most humans don't have that mindset when it comes to the higher powers. So yeah, they definitely see you as a deity as well. Like it's coming through. It's like you pal number one, you've transcended a human way of thinking, and it's almost like, yeah, you've become a deity in their eyes, because I'm thinking of the Avatar, and like I said, I always get references. I always get references to that show. But remember the first Avatar there was, he actually didn't start out on the path of that. He was being like mischievous, but at the same time, he was trying to take care of other people, and they seen that despite him trying to be a trickster, he still was trying to take care of people. And he got casted out, I think, like into the jungle, but he connected with the other beings, and then he became a higher ranking being. So there's something like that that has happened in your life where you're becoming a higher ranking being, or you've always been one. Like it's two different scenarios, but only you are going to know. Okay. So take what resonates. Okay. But that's what I'm picking up. Like you're becoming deified. And it makes me think back to some research I presented about Miss Sarah Bartman. And I believe that her tribal name is like Sartaji. It's difficult to say it because I don't know the correct pronunciation, but I know that she was from South Africa, and I did some research on her and the Khoi tribe and the Khoisan culture. And one of the things within the culture is like people becoming saints, like a human becoming a saint. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting. Like you have transcended like a human way of being, a human way of thinking, and you're onto like a God level or deity level. Okay. And that may be controversial for some people to hear, but it's just all about your reality and what's real to you. Okay. Take what resonates. The next card that we have is, are you one of God's angels? So, yes, you are an angel. Or if not, it's like you're getting your wings, because I keep hearing Maxwell's Pretty Wings. So, somebody here could like them some Maxwell, or you listen to like Jill Scott and like neo soul type of vibes, like Erica Badu. Take what resonates. But yeah, you have a really peaceful vibe to you as well, and you're getting your wings. You're an angel, and you've been doing God's work on the devil's playground. That's exactly what I heard. And that comes from a song called Risk. And oh my god. So I love doing tarot so much, y'all, because I haven't even got to the channel messages, right? But the channel messages, there's a message about you being a risk taker. And when I said doing God's work in the devil's playground, that's a song, and the title of that song is called Risk. So like, oh my goodness. So I love this. I love this. So yes, yes, God loves how the divine loves how you take these risks and they work for you, but it's because you're listening to yourself. So yes, leaving a job may be risky. Leaving a certain friendship or relationship or a business connection, it may be risky, but in the long run, you grow from it. In the long run, it did benefit you because you were able to connect with something that aligns better with you than trying to force yourself to be in connections and be in environments that don't elevate you. Okay. The next card we have is You're magic. You are not from this world. You are a gift from God. I cherish you. So the divine cherishes you. They're like, they really love you and they take care of you. It's like you're their baby. That's what I'm picking up. You're their baby. Okay. And some of you may not realize that you're spoiled by the universe. Anything you want, you're going to get, but they give it to you because of your integrity. They give it to you because you wish good on people. They give it to you because a lot of times you do turn the other cheek. You do. Because you understand that it has nothing to do with you. It's them. It's something within them. A lot of people have demonic entities on them. And how number one, it's like you're able to sense that. But when you can notice that on somebody, you're no longer like intimidated by that. I feel that when you first started your spiritual journey and you dealt with spiritual attack and evil eye and jealousy and envy, it could have been like hard to understand why that's happening to you. But I feel like now you have this armor and you're ready for whatever. So you're one of God's angels. You know, you have that armor and you're ready to fight those demons and slay them. And I feel that people that have that kind of energy, they don't really come around you a lot because you're getting your wings. And when you become this angel, and some of you already are, some of you are earth angels here and light workers, but whenever you get your wings, your discernment is going to increase. So you're going to have the eyes of an angel. Have y'all ever seen what a real angel looks like? Like the eyes. I'm not saying that you're going to actually look like that, but if you know what a biblical angel looks like, look it up. Pile number one. But you know how they have those eyes. When you see what I'm talking about, you're gonna come back to this and be like, okay, I see what she was talking about. So they have these eyes, and it kind of can scare you a little bit because it feels like they can see through you. So pile number one, when you get your wings, people are going to feel like that towards you. So it's going to be easier for you to move around in your reality because negative energy is not going to want to be around you because it's going to be seen automatically. You're going to see it automatically because you're going to have new eyes. And this is a spiritual thing. Not only are you going to have new eyes, but it's like you have a new form of awareness because you can see things differently. Some of you, your eye color may actually change, or something about your eyes may change because it's going to show, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So your eyes are going to show that you have that change, that you are a new spiritual ranking. Okay. So yes, and whenever you get a new spiritual ranking, you're going to get blessings with that. So God is going to give you some stuff, okay? I feel like God is like, I'm getting this energy of like God just wants to spoil you and bring you gifts because the way that you love on God, the way that you help other people have a relationship with God, like you turn a lot of people from the dark to the light. So of course God is going to spoil you and love you because you're always doing God's work, right? Okay. Okay, so the next card that we have for you is the sixth house. So this is Virgo energy. You're always in service. So whatever you do, wherever you work, it doesn't matter. It's like whatever you do, you're of service to people and you help people, you uplift people, you give people mental gems. Some of you could be cooks, okay? So the food you cook could be very uplifting. You could be a chef here, you could be a gardener, you could be a farmer. Okay, take what resonates, or you're good with like herbs and things. You may make herbs and like little tinctures that help people. And God wants you to keep doing this. Some of you could be healers too. But God sees you as this healer that can help people, that betters people's lives, okay, with your service. Whatever you do in service, you help others. Some of you could actually serve like in the army, okay? I'm picking up that kind of service, so take what resonates. The next card that we have is the ninth house. So you could be somebody who's very physical. Oh my goodness, let me slow down. You could be somebody who's very philosophical, okay? Very philosophical. You could be involved in law, okay? You could be in the justice system. Take what resonates. I'm really picking up that you share a lot of your wisdom with other people. And this is something that the divine loves about you. They view you as somebody that is wise. They view you as a person that when you learn from your lessons, you go and help other people so that they don't have to experience what you experience. It's like you bless other people with your pain. Like the things you went through, you're able to give that wisdom to somebody else for free. You know, you give that wisdom away so effortlessly. That's why the universe is always going to have your back, because you're always finding a way to better the planet, better this community, you know? And there's something about community. I didn't even mean to say that. I was trying to say something different, but you could be known in your community as somebody that is very philosophical. So the ninth house is education too. So maybe, your college campus or the school you went to, you're recognized for who you are and what you've done. You could have brought new philosophies to your school, or you've traveled somewhere and shared these philosophies with other people and you've changed their lives. Because it's like you help people become mentally unstuck, or certain limiting beliefs people have. Excuse me, I have to clear my throat, sorry. But certain beliefs that you have, it's like you give them to other people and it helps them. Like your way of thinking helps other people and it helps them to transcend limiting beliefs that they once had. Somebody could have a belief like, oh, I can't be a model because I have this mole on my face. And you're like, no, you can market yourself because of that. You could still do this. Or somebody could say, well, I can't be a singer because my body and the way I look. It's like you help people realize, like, no, there's no right way for you to be. Like, show up as you are. You don't have to change yourself and mold yourself into what society wants for you to be successful, for God to bless you. That's not how it works. So again, your mindsets are very empowering. Like God sees you as a person that is very, very empowering. You really empower people and you help people become their best self. You help people to become more confident. You're really giving life coach vibes. Okay. Somebody here could be a life coach. Take what resonates. The next card we have is the seventh house. So when it comes to your relationships, you have a lot of morals and integrity. Like you really move with love. You move with a lot of love, and that is how the divine sees you. It's like a true friend, a true partner. It's like a true family member. When you are dedicated to somebody, when you care for them, you really go out of your way to show them. It's like you do more than the average person would do for their friend, family, or partner. It's like your love is so monumental that you want people to feel that, and you show it to them in so many unique ways. I feel like your love is unforgettable. So even when people are not in your life anymore, pal number one, they think about how much you love them because other people don't put in that much effort. But it's because you have such a big heart and this strong connection to your heart chakra that you can't help but love. The color green could be significant. We got a lot of green here. Okay, that's heart chakra energy, money. That's also nature. You're very connected with nature as well. That is how the divine sees you. I feel like the divine connects to you more when you go in nature. So if you go in nature, pal number one, you're going to get a lot of signs and symbols. The next card that we have is messages from fire. So yes, you're able to regenerate after setbacks. You're able to recreate your spark after it's been lost. You're able to keep your flame within you going, even when you want to give up. They see you as very strong and resilient. And that's why they also reward you, because again, you have really been in situations, pal number one, that most people wouldn't have survived. Okay, you don't look like what you've been through. Most people wouldn't even think that you actually went through something like that because you didn't switch up, you didn't lose faith, your appearance is beautiful. And also the divine sees you as somebody who is beautiful too. Pretty, handsome, etc. But yeah, you kept your inner fire going. And that is how they see you. With the 10 of swords, they see you as a person that cannot be defeated. So again, even if you feel like giving up, it's like you're going to have that ounce of optimism to get back up. You're going to have that 1%, and that 1% is going to get you there, because it's making me think about how people say with faith, all it takes is a mustard seed, right? So it's like that's the kind of energy you have. Like all it takes is just a little bit of a crumb, right? That's how powerful you are. Like it take a little bit, for you to come back to this part of yourself. Like you will never be defeated. So even if somebody thought they got you back on the ground, because this is the energy I'm seeing, like Some of you could be highly connected to water as well, even though this is fire, because I'm seeing like Percy Jackson. And remember when they thought they defeated him and all he did was put his fingers in that water and it was just little bits of water. He touched that water and that one little drop reactivated him. That's what I'm getting. So that's why I'm saying like that one little crumb. But I'm just trying to describe it the way spirit is showing me. But yeah, that's the energy that I was seeing. Okay. The next card we have is the Ace of Earth. So they see you as somebody who is learning their worth and you're charging your worth. Like you know your value and you're charging that. So some of you could be moving jobs. That's what I was picking up in the beginning. You're moving jobs because you want to find a job that's going to pay you for your worth and your skills. Okay. For others of you, this is just you understanding your value and your worth and not allowing people and situations that don't align with that to be a part of your reality. Okay. Some of you could be Tauruses here. Got that Venusian energy. The next card that we have is literally divinity. And it says not an angel. So yes, you are an angel, okay? Your wings, you're getting your wings. And for some of you, you already are an earth angel. So this is just confirmation. My readings are always confirmation. And I just had a burp after that. I noticed that with, you don't have to be a reader to go through this, but you could just be a person that channels messages. And anytime spirit is sending a message, I noticed that I burp. Even if I hadn't drunk anything like acidic, I still burp. So yeah, that's a message, okay? You're tapped in with the divine more than you think, more than you realize. I feel like they look at you in awe because you're not like most humans that they've met, okay? The next card that we have is the Six of Swords. Yes, you know how to walk away from what is not serving you. And to other people looking in, they can see that as unstable or they can see that as you need to make up your mind. But what it is you're experimenting, you're growing, you're learning. Okay, this doesn't work for me, that doesn't work for me. But even if it didn't work for you, right? You still took some wisdom from that. You still learned something from that. So you could have worked at a certain company, but you took that training from that company and took it to the next job. It's like, even if you don't stay somewhere that long, whatever you learn, you take that information and you go to the next place with it. That's how they see you. Like you level yourself up through learning about yourself and eliminating what's not serving you. Because you're going to find what's for you because you're actually taking that journey towards self. You're taking that journey to find what's for you and what's not. A lot of people, pal number one, are never going to be on this journey because they're going to be stuck in jobs they don't want to be in. They're going to date people that they don't like. They're going to be friends with people that are fake. They're going to have toxic families, but they're going to act like it doesn't matter because they want to follow the status quo and follow social norms and not get talked about. All the irony is this, all to be talked about. It's like people think they can avoid judgment by doing certain things, but you can't. And it's like you understand that, pal number one. That's why you live your life as you want, because somebody's going to have something to say. But even if they judge you and feel like you move from place to place, at least you're learning yourself. At least you're getting experiences throughout the way. You're not stagnant at all. You're always growing. And that could intimidate people because they know they need to leave that job, but they're afraid because they're afraid that nothing better will be out there for them. So they're going to try to project those fears and those limiting beliefs onto you, but you can't let them. All right. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. So we have two sixes here. So that is harmony. That's harmony. So in love, you move with a lot of love. You treat people with love. And remember, like I said, your love is unforgettable. That's very true. With the Six of Wands, you're a winner. So even if you have these setbacks, you always come back 10 times harder. It doesn't matter. It's like people will think that they defeated you with that Ten of Swords, but you come right back. You come right back. You take every defeat or a perceived defeat as a lesson. Because, I mean, truly, nobody can really defeat you, pal number one. But I'm saying, like, we have our personal defeats. We have things that we feel have defeated us, right? And even though you have those thoughts, you're able to alchemize them and still come out on top. Still come out on top. Because this is the energy of like the turtle. What am I trying to say? I almost said it wrong. The tortoise and the hare. So, you know, that story, that's coming through. The tortoise and the hare. It's like people will have started something before you, but you're going to be the winner. And I'm gonna tell y'all something too from personal experience. Like I had a person in my life that always made me feel like you're always gonna be the background character. And they started their YouTube channel before me, and they put their content out on there, right? And they had one video a couple years ago where it reached a lot of views. So they felt like, well, you're never gonna amount to me. You're never gonna be equal to me. Okay. Spirit was like, okay. And if you know me, I do use God and spirit interchangeably. So if you hear me saying those things, they mean the same thing. I just say that for new viewers or people who don't really know my energy like that, because most people know me and they know I say that, but some people don't. So I always want to clarify that. But yeah, that person ended up getting views, and I think they got about like 2 to 3K, right? And they started acting weird after that. And then, like I said, Spirit was like, okay, cool. So then I had a YouTube channel too, but then when I started putting my content on there, I just started getting subscribers. I started getting people commenting, and now I have more subscribers than that person, and I have more support than that person. And this is not me dissing them, because I wish that person the best. Like I don't have any ill will towards that person. Like I want them to have the most beautiful life ever. But I remember at one point that person tried to make me feel like I was never going to amount to anything, or I wouldn't be as successful as them, but I've surpassed them. And again, it's not a competition, because I was never in competition. Like at a point in time, I really valued that person. I cared about them, but they didn't feel the same way towards me, because they was viewing me as competition, right? And I still surpassed them, even though they had their YouTube channel before me, even though they were making content before me. I still surpassed them. And this is what Spirit wants you to know, pile number one. Like, people can do things before you or have something before you, but you're going to surpass them. It could even be something simple too, like you don't have a car, but when you do get your car, it's going to be a Bentley, it's going to be a Mercedes, it's going to be an expensive car, it's going to be 2025, right? And they're going to be driving that 2013 they have. And again, it's not competition at all. It's just, certain people will try to make you feel that you're not going to amount to anything because they're doing it before you. But God always has a way of giving us the last laugh, because even if you get it later, what you have is going to be way better and it's going to last longer. Okay. So yeah, that is a side note from the divine. And they wanted me to share my personal story so that you can understand it better. The next card that we have is the Two of Wands. So they see you as somebody who, like I said, who's always expanding. You're always growing. That's why you've reached that deity level, because you're thinking at a level that most people don't think, or you're reaching a state of consciousness that most humans don't reach. So they're very, very, like, they look at you like, pal number one, you're a celebrity in the heavenly realms. Like everybody knows you. Like you're on the billboards, you're in the magazines, you're in the blogs over there. Like you're famous in the spirit world. Like you're famous, okay? And I feel like when you in this lifetime, you're gonna see that. They're gonna be happy for you to come back, okay? I'm picking that up, like they're watching you. This your spirit team and the divine, they're watching you, and they watch you like in awe, like, oh my God, this person is doing this. They need to learn from this person. Like the heavenly realm see you as a person that is a leader, and they feel that other people need to follow what you're doing and be more like you. So that's probably why, pattern number one, you have people that copy off of you, because they're trying to align their energy like yours, but they don't have to be exactly like you. Like that's the thing people don't realize. Like you can admire somebody, but you don't have to be exactly like them, because there's no way you can be. That person has certain genetic makeup, and they have a certain mindset and programming from when they were younger that informs who they are. So you don't have that same programming, you don't have that same genetic makeup, so you're not going to be exactly like them, and that's okay. So yeah, you may have some copycats, but spirit wants you to look at it in a different way. Like they want to be like you, they want to reach the certain level of enlightenment you have. And it can come off as insulting sometimes, but really they just want a connection to the most high like you do. They're inspired by your connection, even though it may not feel like that. They are. Okay. Let's see what the last few cards we have. Let me move these out the way. We have wisdom. Yes, they see you as somebody who's very wise. Like I was saying, you're wise. And then we got another 6 right here. So there's something about you being very loving. Very loving. Yeah. And then there's like little fairies on this card. And then there's a fairy here. So you could be connected to like the fae. The fairy realm is connected with you. Somebody here, if you like to write books, you would do really good writing like fantasy, because even though it may seem like it's fantasy, you would really be channeling something for real and be actually describing something that's going on, but people are going to think it's fiction. That's what spirit is saying. Like somebody needed an idea, write about spirituality, write stories about things that you always wanted to read about. There's this quote by Toni Morrison, and she said, if there's a book you want to read, you're going to have to be the first one to write it. So if there's certain topics and things you're interested in, write about it. Like if you want to write a book about fairies, finding, like you could even make it like historical fiction. Like you could be like fairies in the Jim Crow era or something like that. Like you can be as unique as possible. But there's something about storytelling and you having a connection to that. Somebody here could even be into like film production. Like you could be good at creating videos and stuff. And spirit wants you to keep doing that and share your wisdom with other people through those creations. And then the last card we have is simplicity. So the divine, they really love how you value the present moment. You could be somebody who loves to drink them a cup of tea, or when you eat food, you actually savor it. Like I experienced this the other day. Like I was eating like some soup and I actually sat down and really ate it. Like, wow, I was like, wow, this is so good. And it was just like I had a different perspective because I was eating, but I wasn't watching nothing on TV. You know how we eat and we feel like we need to have something on TV. But sometimes when you just eat and you sit with yourself, you start to have a different experience. So yeah, the divine sees you as somebody who is connected with themselves, but you also you're connecting more to the present moment. Okay. And then this lady is like painting. So you could be connected with the color blue. You could have a blue necklace that you like to wear. Okay. You could be a redhead or a ginger watching this because she have red hair. You could be real small too, or petite. Pal number one, take what resonates. You may like to paint or draw. Okay. But they're seeing you as art. They're seeing you as human art. The divine sees you as like, you know how people say like you're the human version of art or poetry. Like that is how they see you, as art. Literally, you're art. Okay? Like you're a divine creation. Like God is very pleased that they created you. Power number 1. That's what I want you to know. So if you go around doubting yourself, questioning yourself, do not do that. And if you do, you better come back to this reading, okay? Because I don't want you doing that. Especially if you're a divine being. You're a divine being. You got to know the power you hold. You got to know the wisdom you hold, and the connection that you have is very sacred. Okay. All of that. Because I feel like power number 1, you may again feel like you're average. You're not average. you're just really humble, but you are not average. Okay. Let's read the channel messages and then we're going to move on to power number 2. Sorry, it was all on TikTok and stuff. I had to hurry up and click off. Okay, so power number 1, you're viewed as God's secret weapon. Okay, that came through. We got Hermes, Messenger, and I was channeling a lot of like Greek mythology because we did get Percy Jackson, so you could be interested in that. Or Spirit wants you to go watch that movie. Go watch Percy Jackson. Go watch it, like especially if you watch it as a kid, because it's gonna help you tap into your inner child. Okay, we talked about the aboriginal definition of dreaming. We talked about doing things at the spur of the moment or a risk taker. Remember that song, Risk? I'm going to write it down so I can have it in the. I put it in my notes so that I can. When I post this, it's going to be a channeled song. They also see you as resilient. And then there was this one song. I don't remember the lines, but I just remember it saying, I never used to think I could get out of the water, but I did. So I'm going to have to look up that song too and put it in the description too. We did talk about somebody being connected to water, so that makes sense. Somebody who can't be defeated, somebody who is pretty, handsome, beautiful, etc. Taurus energy, they see you as a winner. They view you as educated. wise and philosophical. You may travel a lot. They see you as a really good cook, being a chef, or you could be good with herbs, biology, gardening, and plants. Somebody who takes care of their health. Maybe you are getting into like womb help for my ladies, like you're getting into like cleansing your womb and things like that. Okay. And this is a message too. You're an angel, so God has assignments for you. You're never going to be in one place for too long because people, it's like so many people need to learn lessons, and it's like, okay, God is like, I'm gonna put you right here so you can teach these people, and then when you're done with that assignment, I'm gonna take you somewhere else. Like that's just how it is, okay? So that's why you're not meant to stay at a lot of places, and a lot of you are meant to be entrepreneurs and have your own money and be paying yourself, okay? The third house was coming up a lot. So you could be a Gemini or a teacher. Okay. You learn a lot of hard lessons. And also, you could feel misunderstood by your community. But the thing is, God is like, it's going to make sense with time. It's going to make sense with time. So right now, it's kind of like you're ahead of your time, pal number one. So they don't understand yet because the vision is not complete. But once it's complete, they're going to be like, oh, that's why pal number one was doing that. That makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to them yet, okay? Their reality hasn't caught up to your reality. So don't take it personal if you feel different from other people. Pal number one, you are different. It's not very often that people can be a human and a deity or go from a human to a saint. That's rare, okay? You are rare. And I want you to embrace that, okay? I love you so much. And we're going to move on to pal number two. Mwah. Peace. So, pile number two, thank you so much for coming to this reading. Just get prepared. It's going to be a long one, all right? Because we're tapping into how does the divine view you, but we're not just looking at the divine, the creator. We're looking at your spiritual team. We're looking at your angels and those kinds of beings, all right? So let's get this first quad, and then I'm going to read this. Let me get that card ready. Okay. So they view you as someone who is very generous and loving. They see you as someone with multiple gifts and talents that can make room for you when you stop doubting them. You are enough and you are worthy of your desires. So, pal number two, it's like the divine wants me to tell you, like, I wish you could see yourself the way we see you. It's like they know your potential, they know what you can do, but it's like your mind can get in the way. You could have a Gemini moon, an Aquarius moon, or a Libra moon, or you could have a lot of air in your birth chart because you overthink a lot. You overthink about things. Like it could be so simple for you to make something or create something or put something out there, but it's like you overthink it due to perfectionism. You have multiple gifts and talents. So whatever these gifts and talents are, they want you to put them out there more. That is what the divine wants me to let you know. They see you as somebody who has a lot of gifts and talents because you were blessed with that. Your gifts and talents are not only going to help you, but help other people and inspire them. Okay. So the first card we have is generosity. So you're very generous. You could also be somebody who gives really good gifts because it's like this little gift box. um, Spirit sees you as somebody that you know how to celebrate and honor other people. Okay, they see you as that. The next card that we have is connection. So they see you as somebody who is very connected to the higher realms, but you're also connected to people around you. And let me describe this connection. So have you ever heard people say like we're not separate but connection? Mercury's in retrograde, goodness, because I'm not trying to say any of that. I'm trying to say this, okay? Listen, found number two. I'm sorry. I'm getting tongue twisted on what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm trying to say, you know how some people say that separation is an illusion? It is. It definitely is. And you want to know why? You want to know why separation is an illusion? Because we're all connected. Because let me tell you something. I experienced this a lot, and I'm sure if you're a tarot reader watching this, you do too. Like, how many times do you think about a reading and you put it in your notes or you have a schedule of what you're going to do and somebody makes that same reading? It's not because they're copying you or anything. It's because we're all connected. So a lot of people feel the need to put things out there like that because we're all connected. We're all going through the same things. And here's another example. So I recently made a podcast about blood not being thicker than water. And then when I go on other platforms, I see people talking about how family can be toxic and they don't even have a YouTube channel. It's just like we're all connected. We're all seeing Like right now, a lot of people are seeing how their family can be toxic, right? And then as us being tarot readers, we're all connected. So we all get messages from spirit. We just tell them to people differently depending on who's meant to receive it from us. So again, we're all connected, and it's not just the algorithm. I know somebody's going to be like, oh, well, you see things that you post because it's the same thing. No, we're all connected. The algorithm, it may play some role, but overall we're all connected and we're all experiencing similar things. So a lot of people are seeing the truth about their family at this time. A lot of people. Okay, anytime you see one thing, it's going to be in other spaces, because not only did I see it on YouTube, I was going on Facebook and I would see quotes about people posting about their family, and I'm like, I know that this is a collective thing. We're all having this understanding about family and creating new families, because Pluto is in Aquarius, so it's ending what we think connection is, because Aquarius is a connected kind of energy. Like when you think about Aquarius, they usually have a lot of friends, or they are very friendly or connect to a lot of people. But with Pluto being in Aquarius, it's eliminating what kind of people we need to be connecting with and aligning us with people we do need to connect with. Okay, so that's the energy that's coming through. Before I was gonna save this for like towards the middle, but this person wants to come through. So I have a spirit coming through for you. Pad number 2, your father, your dad that passed on, or this could be a grandpa or an uncle, or just somebody who had this energy. Okay, father. They had a father energy, or this could be like your husband or your person that you had children with. This coming through to say that they love you. They love you. That's what they wanted me to tell you. They love you. They love you so much. And this is a pure love, because as soon as I pulled that card, I started to feel it. Because usually when I'm shuffling and I get those kind of cards, I'll put them back, but it's like it wanted to come out. So, pile number 2, you have, this is a side note, because this reading is about the divine and how they view you, but you have a spirit want to come through and say they love you, and they saying keep going. They want you to know to keep going. Keep going. Because I'm picking up a name, Marcus, Kevin, like it's a male for sure. I mean, that would make sense with the father card being here. But I'm picking up names. Antoine, Anthony, Abraham, Andy. Something with the letter A. Trying to see if there's any more before I move on. Something about somebody named Kobe, Coleman, Calvin, Peter, John. It's names coming through, okay? Robert, Richard, Stanley. Okay, I'm gonna finish it up, Spirit. Give me the last. Somebody's last name is Rodriguez. Jose. Antonio. Different names is coming through. Chad or Chase. DeMarcus. Somebody's name could be Deontay. Something like that, Deontay. Or it could be similar to that. Okay. Let's see. Frank. Somebody's name could be Gerald. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up, but it's a lot coming through, and I don't normally do this, but I'm just allowing it to come through. Hector. Somebody's name is Hector. Somebody's name could be Isaiah, Isaac, Justin, Caleb. I don't know why I'm picking up Callum Worthy. I think it's like a actor. And he's a redhead too. So somebody here is a redhead. Or your hair is dyed red. Take what resonates. Leslie, and that's a unisex name too. So Lamar, Leroy. Okay, that's enough for the names. Wait. Spirit's like, wait, just a couple more. Okay. William. Somebody's name is Trey, or it start with a T. Cause yeah, that's why I thought about that. Yeah, Terry, Trayvon. There's names like that coming through. Sydney, and I think that's a unisex name too. Somebody named Sydney, Courtney. I think that's a unisex one. Courtney, Shannon. Okay, and you could be a woman watching this, and that's your name. So take what resonates. Xavier, Billy. The name Billy is coming up. Somebody's name is Billy. Brian. I'm getting like beat. Like it's like Spirit is going down the alphabet, and it's like different names is coming up for me. So that's why I'm saying it. Okay, I'm about to be done. Romero. Somebody's last name is Romero. Somebody's last name could be Brown. Sometimes like humming helps me channel, so that's what I'm doing. Somebody's name could be like Portia. Like I know that's not a male name, but that just came through. Because it's something about the Housewives of Atlanta. I think that's who she is, but that just came through randomly. Somebody also could be a Pisces, or their name starts with a P. Tracy. Vinny. Somebody's name could be Vinny, like Vinny. And then we're going to finish it off. London, a name like that. James. George. I'm hearing Jack, Jackson, Jefferson. Because it's, again, I said it's taking me down the alphabet to get these names channeled. Junior, somebody could be a junior here. A junior. Harrison, something with Harris or Harrison. And the last name is Manny. Somebody's name could be Manny. But that was what I was picking up. Okay, so but that could be the name of the father here. But it was just like different things wanted to come through of different names or different people. And I've never done anything like that. So I'm gonna start doing more things like that because I never really pause and stop. I just want to give y'all the information. But Spirit was like, no, stop and get these names, girl. Quit playing. Okay, let's move on to the next card, okay? So, mm, let's see. We have the fifth house. So this is Leo energy. So again, Leos can be really generous, okay? So that's just confirmation. But they view you as somebody that you may really love romance. Like you could be like, you may like to read a lot of romance novels or watch romance movies. Okay, they see you as like a romantic kind of person. They see you as somebody who's deeply involved in like beauty and art. So if you are somebody who likes makeup or you like to design clothes or shoes or jewelry, or whatever art you like to make, they see you as an artist. So the divine and the higher realms, the heavenly realms, they see you as an artist. They see you as somebody who can create beauty. You can bring life into things. Okay. They also see you as being really good with children, and if you have children, they see you as a good parent. The next card that we have is, it's a song by Childish Gambino, Telegraph Ave in Oakland. So that's a romantic song, right? And it makes me think about that. So some of you here could make music, or they see you as somebody who can make really good love songs. That's coming through. But yeah, they see you as somebody who really values love and relationships. And if you haven't found your soulmate, the divine is saying you will find them in this lifetime, because that's something that's important. You could have a life path 11 or a life path 2. Take what resonates. The next card we have is the ninth house. So this energy came out in the first pile. You may resonate, okay? But if not, it's all right. The divine sees you as somebody that could be deep in their religion, deep in their values, because the ninth house also deals with that. They could see you as a free spirit. They see you as somebody that you move according to the beat of your own drum. You're not really held down by a lot. And I feel like you take inspiration for everything when it comes to your art. Like you take inspiration from different things. They see you as a person that could travel and share your art or your beauty could travel to different places. So, for example, if you make art, your painting could be in different museums. It could literally be like, let's say that they had an event at the Louvre in Paris or something, or it was some event in Paris, France, because I'm getting that for some reason. But let's say that you went to Paris, France, right? And they had an art showcase somewhere and you could show your art. That's you putting your beauty somewhere else, because the ninth house is long term travel. So you took that art from your hometown and you put it all across the country. Your art could even go to China. Your art could go to Africa. It's something about what you create that's beautiful. So, for example, too, let's say you create jewelry, you can ship your jewelry to different places across the world. Okay, there's something about your beauty being able to reach other people. So it could even be a YouTube video. Maybe you make makeup tutorials or you make fashion vlogs, whatever you want to do, or you feel called to do that, you should do it. Because again, you have multiple gifts and talents, but you keep doubting them. Okay, the next card that we have for you is authenticity. So the divine, they view you as somebody who's a real one. You are who you say you are. You're going to do what you say you're going to do. And you speak up for yourself and the underdog. The divine sees you as a person that you use your words carefully. And you could be a poet too. You could be a poet. But it's like you use your words to inform and uplift. And this is why they really, really love and appreciate you. Because a lot of people don't use their words to do that. So they really appreciate how you create art, not just art from your voice, but you stand up for people and you say what needs to be said. So you could be somebody who's very protective over people you love, or you defend people you love. You could be that type of person too. Pile number 2, you defend people in the comment section. That was very specific. But you could be somebody who, you could be reading the comments and you may not do it like that, but when you see somebody that is just dead wrong, you eat their ass up. And this is what it's given. It's given like when you respond to the comment, they don't respond no more because you ate their ass up with facts and truth. That's what Spirit is saying. Like, you're good at debating. They see you as a person that's good at debating, okay? But you read people their rights, all right? The next card that we have for you is the Empress. We got beauty, fifth house, and the Empress. You bring life, and you could be a mother here. Like I said, you could be a mother, and they see you as a really good mother, okay, or a father, or whatever. You may not go by those terms depending on your gender identity. So if you're a parent, you're just a really good one, and making your kids' lives better because you're informed on trauma, you're informed on abuse, you're informed on manifestation of the subconscious mind, you're informed on toxic cycles within the family that need to be broken. Like, you're very well rounded, and you create life. You create life from barren spaces. You create life from barren spaces. That's what spirit is saying. Like, things that couldn't produce, you help it to produce. So some of you could be doulas or midwives, and you help people that are trying to get pregnant. That's what I was picking up too. Somebody could be into that, wanting to be a midwife, or you already are. Okay. And that's what it is. You working with children, or you may travel to help people deliver their babies. You could do that. That is so beautiful. I love doulas, for real. Doulas and midwives, I love them so much because they really assist you. Like, I've never been pregnant before, but I've seen like them assist women who have, and it was just so beautiful. Like, I remember one time I seen one where she put crystals on her baby. It was just so cute. And they had put the placenta in something. Like, you could do stuff like that. Like, you may want to be a pediatrician as well, and you're going to school for that. Or you may be wanting to be a child counselor, work with children, whatever it is. The divine supports it because you are a very nurturing figure. You bring life. You could bring life to your classroom with your words or your colors or the assignments you have for your students. Take what resonates, because the ninth house is also teaching. You could teach. They could see you as a spiritual teacher as well. Pal number one also have that energy. So again, take what resonates. The next card that we have is the death card. So you're able to transform things that don't serve you. Whenever you learn something new, you're able to let go of a belief that doesn't serve you. It's like you don't allow things to hold you down. And you also break a lot of cycles. So the divine and the heavenly realm, they see you as a person that's breaking cycles within your life and within your family lineage. And you're making things more easier. So some of you could be breaking cycles within education. Maybe you were like the first generational student. Or if not, you went to college for something different than your family normally did. So you're changing traditions as well. That's how they see you. With the Queen of Wands, they see you as somebody who's confident and you stand in your power. Okay. There's two crowns on this card. So you have some royal energy, and that's also Leo energy too. So you bring a lot of life. You're the sun. They see you as the sun, pal number two. You bring a lot of warmth to people. You shine a light on things that need to be seen, and you have a light. Okay. You have a light. You could be in the entertainment business too, because a lot of, for you, pal number two, your gifts involve entertaining in some way. The next card we have is Judgment. So the divine sees you as somebody, like I said, you're tapped in, you know things, and you have a good judgment of people and situations. That's why you're able to stand up for people when they need it. Like I said, you may not be that type of person that's in the comments arguing with people, but when you need to check somebody, you do. And you're good at it because they don't even respond. You leave people speechless. That's what spirit is saying. Like, you leave people speechless, but you teach them, because you're not the type that when you're having an argument, it's not about who has the best comeback, who can hurt people's feelings. You tell people truth, things that they can think about after everything has been said. And I guarantee you, most of those people that you tell that to, they end up having a shift in perspective. They do, because your words are that powerful. The next card that we have here for you is the Ten of Cups. So again, your talents and your gifts will make room for you when you stop doubting them. They see you as somebody that, because I'm hearing the word millionaire, they see you as somebody that can be financially stable. They see you as a person that could live beyond your means if you wanted to, but you have to stop being afraid of your desires and stop feeling ashamed of what you want. That's your problem, pal number two. You may subconsciously feel like you're not supposed to be having this because maybe you come from a strict household where having fun you could get in trouble for, like any little thing you can get in trouble for. So on a subconscious level, pal number two, you may restrict yourself or make yourself feel like you can't do certain things because you don't realize, like, your mind still feels like it's going to be in trouble for expressing itself. So yeah, maybe when you did, let me tell you something too, maybe when you did express these gifts and talents, you did get in trouble. So for example, if this was singing, right? and you had a family member that will tell you be quiet or you too loud or you can't sing, then you start to doubt that gift, right? And feel like you really can't, but you really can. People will lie to you and gaslight you. Like, I used to go through this in choir. Like, I know I can sing, but I used to have classmates that tried to make me feel like I could not sing. And the main ones that tried to make me feel like that, they could not sing. So you see what I'm saying? Like, people will try to project their shortcomings onto you when you have a talent. You can have a talent for acting. You can have a talent. It's something with entertainment, and it uses your voice. So you could be a poet, and you could have had family members that made it seem like you're not going to make it, or they compare you to other poets, stuff like that. But you have to believe in yourself, pound number two. And I feel like you are continuing to believe in yourself. And it's like the more you believe in yourself, the more God is going to bless you, because it takes your belief. It takes your belief, because God can bless you and do all these things, but you have to believe you're worthy of it. It's like you have to go in your mind and tell yourself, I am worthy of these things. And it takes time. It takes time to reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay. This is not something that after you get done with this reading, it's going to be automatically, but this is just a catalyst so that you can shift your subconscious. Okay. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. So it's like, yeah. And then didn't I say sun? There's a sun on this card. It's like with the Nine of Wands, you may be afraid that you're not going to expand. Like, you may feel confident one day, but then another day it's like, I'm scared, and that's okay. But, and then there's candles too. So you are this light, but it's like the divine wants you to understand that it's going to work in your favor. You have to stop doubting it. With this Nine of Wands energy, you have to stop being paranoid about it. It's coming. Your blessings are coming. Your rewards are coming. Be patient. Stop thinking that the worst is going to happen to you or that bad things are going to happen to you. What is that word? Catastrophizing or something like that, or a catastrophe? Like, you may think like that often, and the divine wants you to understand that good things can happen to you. I feel like a lot of this programming that you, a lot of the programming around success is like generational, pound number two. You're not the first one to feel like this, but you're going to be the last one to feel like this, because you're breaking cycles. I feel like you've already broken some, but the main cycle is around being seen and allowing yourself to be seen and not being afraid of being in the spotlight. All right. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. So the divine sees you as a person that you create a lot of long-term goals and you end up accomplishing them. But they still want you to have this patience and know that things take time to be created. And just because it's taking time to show up, it doesn't mean that it's not coming. That's what they want you to know. All right. The next card that we have is Messages from Earth, and then there's a number 10. So yeah, you're completing some cycles. You're completing cycles, and then there's gold and there's money. So yeah, you're getting some blessings, okay? They want you to know that there are some blessings coming through, and they don't all just have to be financial, but there are some financial blessings, some financial increase coming as well, especially with this Pentacle energy, because after that, we got the Nine of Pentacles. You got the 10 of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, that's some good energy. And then Messages from Earth, and there's a person on, it's like a little a gnome. If you're into like gnomes and stuff, it's a cute little gnome on this card. And there's jewels and diamonds and gold. I think it might be a leprechaun actually. So somebody here could be connected to like St. Patrick's Day, or St. Patrick's Day this year was very significant for you. Take what resonates. But with the Nine of Pentacles, they see you as a person that when you plant seeds, they grow, and you will always reap your harvest. But you just got to work on your patience, because some of you could have imposter syndrome, or it's like whenever you reach an achievement, you don't celebrate it. You just go to the next one, and you make it about the achievement and not about the journey, or not about celebrating and honoring how far you've come and recognizing that you're not the same person that you used to be. It's like sometimes you get so caught up on the accolades and the physical achievement that you don't think about the spiritual achievement, like what's going on the inside. Okay. But you are somebody who's very goal oriented and very determined. You could have a lot of Capricorn placements or energy. That's how the divine sees you. As somebody that is a hard worker and a go-getter. You could be a little shy though when it comes to showing your talents, but they want you to come out of that. With the mystery card here, they view you as a person that you can unlock the mysteries of life. You have a spiritual gift, because what I was picking up, pound number 2 for you, this to me is like a rare spiritual gift, but you have the spiritual gift of locating what's lost. So you may be good at, like, if you're looking for something, or if somebody's looking for something, you help them find it. You're really good at that. But also, this is bigger than just that. So for some reason, I was channeling the Bermuda Triangle for you. Pound number 2, the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that was coming through with Amelia Earhart, and something was like, you could channel where she went. You could channel into other dimensions. It's like you can find things that went lost, because sometimes when things move or they're lost, it just literally went to another dimension. Like it went to a portal or something like that. And it's like you have the ability to figure out like what happened during this time, or who built the pyramids. It's that kind of energy where you have a spiritual gift where you can find lost information. Okay, so you may channel lost information, and you may think you're crazy at times, but you're not. You're channeling information that has been lost, because think about it. Over the years, over these centuries, they've burned a lot of books. They've burned a lot of knowledge. So imagine all that knowledge that we don't even have. Like they left us with what they wanted us to have. Like imagine the knowledge that was in those books, or the people that died with that knowledge. You are somebody that can channel that naturally. You don't even have to go to school for this. You don't even have to read a book on the topic. You know it because it's in your soul. You already have it. It's just in you to bring it out. Some of you could have a gift of writing. Maybe you need to write spiritual books or speak on this topic more and educate others, because I feel like you have a lot of wisdom, and you might, because you know who you remind me of, pound number 2, Billy Carson. So Billy Carson talks a lot about the Bible and spirituality and debunking myths surrounding Christianity. So you could be doing something like that too. Take what resonates. Yeah. The next card that we have for you is fluidity. So somebody here could be gender fluid, or you like learning about gender, things like that. Take what resonates, because that may not resonate with everyone. Fluidity also makes me think about like mutable energy, how you can shift and change. So you're somebody like when you're presented with new information, you do change your perspective. And you also, because with this fluidity, there's a light. It's kind of given like the hermit card, because there's a light. There's a reference with, oh my God. Oh my God. Pile number 2, you are a light. Because on both of these cards, when I look on the mystery card, it's literally somebody holding a lantern. And then on this fluidity card, somebody's holding a lantern. So there's also a clownfish. If you know what a clownfish is, it's Nemo. So finding Nemo could be very significant for you, maybe to your inner child or something. That movie could be significant, okay? Feathers could be significant. And just going with the flow sometimes. Yeah, going with the flow and not feeling like you need to be in control all the time, and just allowing the universe to guide you. hmm With the light being here, it's like not like you're walking in this tunnel and you don't know what is going on, but spirit is like there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. But in your case, you have the light within. It's like there's something about you accessing this within, because everything, like whatever is within you is going to be outside of you. So if you can activate things within you, it's going to be activated outside of you. It just takes us a long time to register that, because it seems so simple, but it's not. It's not simple to go in and cleanse yourself and then things just change. It's not. But yeah, definitely a light, because we have these two lanterns and then those candles. So somebody here could be a Leo, or the sunlight is just very important for you. It's like you're a plant. Pile number 2, the divine sees you as like this plant where you need light. So some of you could be needing more vitamin D. You actually do need that, okay? You could take the supplements, or you could just go outside more. But yeah, they see you as this light. The next card that we have is Mercury. So again, your voice, your words. Again, some of you could be writers. I think I talked about that in pile number 1 too, so you could resonate. But yeah, you're really good with communication, the way that you help people to have awareness. So some of you could literally be singers, because Mercury is the voice. You could be a poet. Okay, whatever you do, you could even be a voice actor if you wanted to, pound number two, because it's like you have these gifts and talents that'll make room for you, but you have to put yourself out there and stop being afraid of being seen and being judged and just go for it. Because if this is something that makes you happy and it's something that can help other people, why not? That's a plus plus. Somebody could watch Disney Plus. That was random, but yeah. The next card is Aquarius, and it says genius. And it says discovery. So you have to discover yourself because you have a genius quality within you. Whatever talents and gifts you have with the Aquarius card, there's going to be something different about it. So if you were to be a singer, you would be different. Okay, if you were to write a book, your books will be different. They will have a Aquarius theme. Like, you can't be replicated, pound number two. You have to understand that. You're one of one. You can't be replicated. So whatever talent you have, nobody can do it like you. If you're a hairstylist, nobody can do hair like you. If you're a makeup artist, nobody can do makeup like you. Okay, if you're a tarot reader, they can't read tarot like you. Whatever gift you have here. Somebody here could work in a barber shop. They can't do it like you. They can't get him that touch up like you. They can't get him that edge up like you. That's what Spirit wants you to understand. Because some of you may feel like something that you want to do is like overpopulated, but it's not that it's overpopulated. It just, you just have to stand out and be seen. It's like you can't tell yourself, well, I can't do this because so many other people are doing it. You can, but you just have to figure out what separates you from them so that you can stand out. Okay? And you gotta let the negativity like go. That's what they're saying. Let it go. Because right now, as I'm filming this, it's like this wasp keep trying to get in my window, but the window is closed, right? And it's like symbolic to me, like as I'm, because it only came on this pile, so it's given like there's something like you can't let the negativity get in. You can't let it get in because those doubts are gonna feel so real. But do not let your mind trick you out of your blessings, trick you out of your winning season, trick you out of marketing yourself and putting yourself out there to be seen. I know you may not like to be perceived, pound number two, but I feel that once you get comfortable with perceiving yourself and you heal certain parts of yourself and put forth what you want to be seen as, you won't be that worried about how people perceive you because you will be being true to yourself. That's why we have the authenticity card. Okay? Be true to yourself. You would be being true to yourself, okay? Yeah. The last card we have for you is the Magician. So you're not powerless. You're worthy of your desires and you could manifest it. You could create it. You just have to believe in yourself. Somebody here could have Chiron and Sagittarius. You struggle with belief, or you allow other people's beliefs to define you, and you can't do that. Okay? You have to figure out what makes sense to you. Even if other people don't agree, you're allowed to be an individual. Pound number three. I didn't mean to say pound number three. You may resonate. But pound number two, you're allowed to be an individual. You don't have to blend in with everybody else. You're here to be seen. You're here to stand out, okay? Let's read your channel messages, and then we're going to move on to pound number three. So God sees you as a person that is creating their new reality, but you're still afraid. But you have to understand that God has your back. They see you as somebody with a powerful voice, a unique mindset. They enjoy your creation. So if you do make some kind of art, pound number two, they really like that. Somebody here could be a singer. We talked about that. We talked about somebody being gender fluid, and we talked about creativity. So there's something with your creativity that's very prominent, and it will bring you a lot of success when you stop doubting it. Somebody here could teach at an elementary school or work with children, young children. You're great with them. You could be an auntie or uncle here if you're not a parent, okay? You unlock the mysteries of life. You have a spiritual gift of finding things or people or souls that are lost, and you learn new information about them. Okay? It's like you uncover hidden things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if pound number two, you wanted to be like an archaeologist or something. Somebody that's going and finding like things about different cultures and adding more to the story. Okay? God sees you as this lover. We talked about it. Somebody who's romantic. Okay? And you understand that everything is connected. Those were your channel messages. Thank you so much for tuning in, pound number two. I know my readings lately have been longer, but it's because I'm channeling a lot more. My third eye is open more, so your girl has to give y'all this. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Mwah. Peace. Last but not least, pile number 3. This is your reading. Okay. So, how does the divine view you? And we're not just looking at the creator, we're looking at your spiritual team. We're looking at the angelic beings that surround you, okay? So, they view you as someone who is spiritually aware and tapped in. Nothing negative can get past you because you will sense it. They see you as a guide and light for others because you see both sides of everything. So, pile number 3, what's interesting is like, you could be the kind of person that you can sense if it's a spider on the wall. Like that's how tapped in you are. Like you could be chilling in your house and all of a sudden you turn around and it's a spider and you're like, let me get this out and take it back outside. Or some people may actually kill it, but I try to like take them back outside and stuff like that. Because I have some empathy for them, but most some people don't. All right, but take what resonates. But yeah, it's like you have intuitive senses like that to where somebody could walk past you and you can feel that negative energy. So, pile number 3, the divine sees you as like you're psychic. Okay. Pile number 3 is always my spiritual gurus, my Reiki healers, my tarot readers, my channelers, my psychics. Everybody that comes to pile number 3 is usually spiritual. And if they're not spiritual, they're religious, but they still have some type of ability to see beyond the veil. Okay, so that is how the divine sees you, as being able to see beyond the veil. And with the first card, we have confidence. So they see you as somebody who's confident in your spiritual gifts. They see you as a person that is confident in the way that you're perceiving things because you're perceiving things in the name of God. You're perceiving things in the name of the Most High. Also, pile number 3, I feel like God is very proud of you. At this moment, I feel like God brags about you. Like, look at my pile number 3. Aren't they so cute? Aren't they so smart? That's what I'm picking up for you, pile number 3. Like, God really thinks highly of you and speaks highly of you, especially in the ethers. They speak highly of you. The next card that we have is wonder. It says it's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. So when it comes to your life, you could be at the moment like manifesting things and taking a seat like to your 3D reality and understanding that it's not real. The 3D reality is not, because it's going based off of like sometimes it's on autopilot, but the reason why I say it's not real is because if that's not the reality you want to live in, then that's not your real reality. You create your reality by your mindset. And you have been doing that more and more. You have been living in your desired reality. And pile number 3, your spirit guides are proud of that because this is what they try to get people to understand. But it can go over people's heads. So if you're somebody who like, I don't understand how to live in my desired reality, let me give you a simple example. So for example, in your desired reality, what kind of clothes do you wear? Go buy an outfit that the desired reality you would wear and wear it, and boom, you're in your desired reality. You're living in your desired reality because you're wearing something that you would wear. So for me, what I like to do is like when I cook certain foods for myself, I put it on pretty plates because I love kitchenware that's cute, y'all. I love to cook and I love kitchenware that's cute. So like heart-shaped things, that's my vibe, right? So I eat with those things because I'm like, in my desired reality, I would eat this. Plus, it will be on this plate. It'll be with this. So you can use like the things you already have around you to create your desired reality too. You don't have to go out and buy something, but you just have to live as is. So if your desired reality is for you to, you know, have a luxurious lifestyle, you could just change up your house, like move some things around, bring out old decorations, give it that luxurious vibe. And then if you do want to add some luxury, maybe you can go out and buy some things too. You don't have to overspend, but just create your reality with the money that you do have. Go buy things that signify the new reality. And like I said, you don't have to go buy anything because a lot of times what you have is already right there. So utilize something you already have and get creative. Let's say you're trying to manifest like living in New York. What was your New York apartment? New York, look, I almost sounded like one. Oh my goodness. Mercury is in retrograde and it's like I keep trying to control my thought and it's like My mouth, it's like it's going different places. And I almost meant to say, I almost sounded like one of the people from New York when I wasn't trying to. So you could live in New York. um, yeah, New York is coming through. But like you could say, I want to live in New York. So decorate your house like it's a New York apartment. Look up on Google, on Pinterest, what do New York apartments look like? Make it look like that, and boom, you're in your desired reality. So if you're somebody who you need more of like a step by step, that's how you can do it. That's how you can do it. Or it could even be it could be free too. Let's say in your desired reality, you watch comedy films because it uplifts your vibration. Start watching funny movies. Then you're going to be in your desired reality, because all you have to do is act as is. Get in that energy. And people are like, "What, how do I do it? How do I do it?" Acting as is. So, like I said, if you set up your apartment like that, it's going to be easier for you to believe that you are in New York. And guess what? Your subconscious does not know the difference between the truth and something that's not true. So, it's going to interpret it as the truth, as fact, right? After a while, it's going to be like, okay, this is real. This is a fact. Because your subconscious mind is so powerful that at first it doesn't fact check. It's not going to be like, well, that's not true. It's going to go based off what you tell it, and then eventually it's going to become a fact in your mind. That's why it's so hard to change things, because we believe it's a fact, right? Even though our subconscious mind doesn't fact check. So that is a way that you can live in your desired reality. I just wanted to make it make sense and give you some practical examples and things you can do. Okay. So the next card that we have for you is gentleness. So they see you as somebody that is gentle. You care for people, you care for animals and things like that. You could have some pets too, okay? Or you could have a newborn baby here, okay? And you're very gentle with your baby. Take what resonates. But the divine sees you as somebody that's soft. And when people hear the word soft, there's so many different connotations. So I'm not speaking on it in a sense of like you're weak, because some people look at softness as weakness, but we're looking at softness as a strength here. And with your softness, it's like it's very loving, and it rubs off on other people, and it helps people not be so hard. So people who are like hardcore, like people who never want to open up, spirit puts you around them, and they start, it's like this, they are frozen, right? But when you get around them, it's like they unthaw. That's the energy spirit is giving me. So you help people be more comfortable with their vulnerability. People may open up to you because of your energy and your aura. The divine really, really loves you. Look, we have God's favorite. The next card is God's favorite. Yeah. God brags about you because you're doing exactly what God wants you to do. You're tapped in. You're on the right path. Pound number 3, if you needed that confirmation, you're on the right path. All right. But it's because you're obedient. You listen to God. And also, right here, it says something about not believing. So that's kind of the energy with pound number 2. So you may resonate. Some of you here could struggle with sometimes believing in yourself, or even though you know you have this strong intuition, sometimes you could think that you're tripping, but you're not. Okay. When you pick up on stuff, pound number 3, that's what it is. So, like I said, you can feel energy. Somebody could walk past you and it's negative energy, and you can feel when it's towards you. Don't think that you're tripping. You can feel when something is about you, because God gave you that ability. Don't doubt it. Listen to your intuition more, okay? The next card we have is you act like a Cancer. So you're very nurturing. You're very nurturing and loving and gentle. So somebody here could have had a newborn baby. Okay, or you could work with babies. Okay, pediatrician. You may work at a daycare as well. Take what resonates. The next card we have is the 8th house. The 8th house. And we had that energy in, what pal was this? Yeah, we have the energy in pound number 2 because we have the death card as well. So the 8th house is that Scorpio kind of energy. You could be a Scorpio because we have Cancer and Scorpio. So you could be a water sign. Take what resonates. But the 8th house is that energy of transforming. You are able to transform from the darkest moments of your life. That is how the divine sees you, like a legend. Like you were able to go through something and come out of it I'm hearing come out of it unscathed, something like that. Come out of it without a mark on you. This kind of reminds me of pound number one because it's like you don't look like what you've been through. Okay. You could be somebody who's doing something that's considered taboo, but the divine doesn't view it that way because you're helping people have a connection. A lot of people will think that like tarot and Reiki and just things that involve like finding your own inner power, people think that's evil, and it's not, because that's what Jesus was teaching us, that the power is inside of us. God is within us. And that's what people don't understand. They think God is outside of us and in the sky, but God is already within us. We just have to tap into that knowing and that energy. And I feel like you help people to tap into the God in them. Because you know what song? I don't know who this is. It's a gospel song, but I'm just hearing it's the God in me. Let me look that up. Who is that? I think it might be Mary Mary. Let me write that down too in the channel messages so we know. So I can put it in the channel music for the end. Let me look that up, Flower Babies. Give me just a sec. Wow. So it literally is Mary Mary. I just start hearing it's the God in me. It's the God in me. So it's a gospel song, okay? And I don't really listen to like gospel music like that, but before I did this reading, I felt the need to listen to gospel music. And I was listening to Mary Mary, some of their songs, but it was not this song. So yeah, God makes no mistakes, for real. This was from 2008, so 2008 may be significant. It's a song called God in Me. But it's true because what she's saying is it's the God in me. Like people are feeling some type of way, but it's because God is within me. So yes. She said, what is it you think you see when you see me? Like it's the God in me. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. And then there's a bird chirping outside too. And the thing about it is birds are connected to God as well. So you are very connected to the divine more than you think, more than you realize. That's why I'm saying when you get those intuitive nudges, listen to it. I think some of you are still analytical. So you may like proof. You may be the kind of person that you want to find the proof of what you felt. Okay. But it's like you don't need the proof. Just trust that you got it. Trust that you know what it is and what kind of energy is coming through. Okay. The next card we have for you is the 12th house. You have a lot of faith. You have a lot of faith in the divine. And I feel like this is what has grown your relationship. And it's also grown your relationship to your psychic abilities. And it's going to be to the point where you're just going to get used to it. Like me being a psychic, I'm so used to it to the point where I will know what's about to happen 5 minutes before it happened. And then that'll exactly happen. Like on some That's So Raven shit. It'll actually happen. And I'll be like, wow, and then I'm so used to it that I expect that. So it's like you're gonna get to a point where you have these gifts, and you're gonna get to a point where you're nurturing them so much that you understand. Like you're gonna get that download. You're gonna get that. You're gonna be so tapped in that where you when it's your intuition, you know. Like when I know it's my intuition, I started to recognize the voice of my intuition. Like, oh, okay, now I know what you feel like and when you sound like when you're trying to tell me something. Yeah. So it's like you have grown this connection so much. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of like all over the place, like in terms of like my speech. It's because I'm trying to channel and I'm talking very fast. So I tend to like stutter or get tongue twisted. And Mercury's in retrograde. So it kind of messes with communication. So please disregard it. And if something doesn't make sense, it might make sense after Mercury in retrograde. Okay. But yeah, with the 12th house, you also see things that are hidden. Remember, we said nothing negative can get past you. So when people have negative intentions, they acting weird, they doing things behind your back, you will always know. So don't you ever worry about people deceiving you behind your back. Pile number three, you have gifts so strong that you already know. You're going to already know. Okay. So let go of that fear because you already know. So they love how psychic you are. And I feel that the divine communicates with you on a regular basis. And they may communicate with you like you may say something and then they say something. You say something, they say something. But their version of responding to you could be showing you a butterfly, showing you a specific word or a specific angel number, but they do respond to you, but they talk to you as if they're talking to you like they're right in front of you. Like that's how the divine talks to you. So you need to understand, pound number three, how privileged you are, because God doesn't talk to everybody like that. You know, you're special. You're very special to have this connection. So don't ever take it for granted, and don't ever think that you're alone. I know sometimes, like in the human experience, we can feel like that, but because you have these gifts and you're tapped in, just you got God on speed dial. Call up God and say, hey, can we talk? This is what's going on. Like, make God your therapist. Don't go to other people. I promise you. I promise you. Like, God is the best person to come to with all your traumas, troubles, all of that. Because who can God tell? No one. It's always going to be safe. Okay? God is a safe space for you to vent to, let your frustrations out to, even your anxieties, like and worries. Like God is the best person to tell that to. Like God can be your diary. Okay? And that's just a side note for you, pound number three, like something that the divine wanted me to let you know. Okay? That you can do that. You don't have to hold it in. You don't have to pretend that it doesn't bother you. It's okay to admit that it does. And this is just a side note, like I said. I've gotten side notes in all of the piles. Okay, so you're not the only one. This reading might end up being 2 hours long, but it's because of the energy that was channeled. All right. So the next card we have is Mars. So you are driven. Okay. And this gives me the energy of like when somebody's like working out, they're working out and they put in that work and their body shows it. And this is the energy of like you work out that spiritual muscle. So you have been involved in spirituality for a long time. For some of you, it's going on a decade. Like you've been into spirituality for at least 10 years now. And your intuition is starting to grow because you worked on this spiritual muscle. That's why nothing can get past you. And if you're a tarot reader, it's like you notice that your readings are more accurate because your intuition is growing. The next card that we have is Gemini. So you're able to see both sides of everything. Like you understand why people do certain things. You see the duality within the universe. And this is something that the divine really appreciates about you. Like you're not somebody who sees things from just one way. Like you're able to understand why somebody hurt you, but still understand why it's not okay. You see, like you can see from two different perspectives why they did what they did, but also why it wasn't okay. Okay. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. So you're very tapped into your spirituality. Like I said, you could have be, or like this could even be like 20 years. It doesn't even have to be a decade. For people who are older watching this, you could be somebody who's been to church for years, or you've just been tapped into God for so long. And God is like, you're my fave, like you're my bestie. Oh my goodness. So you know what I'm found number three, the song that I'm getting with you is Best Friend. And that's how the universe feels about you. That's how the divine feels about you. Because with the song Best Friend, she was like, that's my best friend. She's a real bad. Like, you see how they were in the song, like they were so connected to each other. Like, that's how the divine is connected with you. Like, y'all are besties. Okay? You can tell your bestie everything, right? So you can tell the divine everything. They want you to understand that you can even deepen that connection because it's already deep. But I feel like a part of you, pound number three, when it comes to your emotions, you don't really let people see that. It's like you don't think God wants to see that, but God is like, no, I'm not judging how you feel. I want you to bring those emotions to me so that it's not hard for you to carry. You don't have to carry that by yourself. I'm going to help you carry that. That's the energy that's coming through. Like, girl, stop doing that. Or if you're a boy, stop doing that. Okay, you could be even non-binary watching this, but still, God still loves you regardless of your gender identity. I think that that's something that people don't understand. They feel like God is not even really worried about that. God is worried about if you have faith, if you're living in your purpose, if you're treating people with respect, treating yourself with respect as well, and shining your light and singing God's praises. That's what you're here to do. God is not worried about your gender identity and how you feel, as this gender and that gender. Like, people get too caught up on that and won't and judge you and condemn you and tell you that you're going to hell. But no, you're not, because that's not the purpose of why we came here. It's not about that. It's about the faith you have. It's about you spreading God's love and wisdom. It's about you treating people right and doing right by people. It's about you understanding that God has your back. It's not about being a specific way. It's just doing the things that God wants you to do and being obedient. People's version of that is different and it varies, but God is never telling you to abandon self. Okay? Something that's authentic to you. God is not telling you to abandon that. Because mainstream religion tells you that you have to change who you are so God can love you. God loves you already as you are. God loves you already as you are. Like I said, God is worried about. Let's go to these couple of things that God cares about. I'm not even gonna say God is worried about, because God doesn't really worry. But that's why God doesn't want us to worry. But God cares about your faith. If you're treating people with respect, treating yourself with respect, doing right by people, if you're singing the praises, if you accepted God into your heart and it shows in your life, like that's what it's about. Really. Being a good soul and just sharing God's love and wisdom with people. It's not about what gender you are. Okay? So I just want to say that, because I am always going to support the LGBTQ community. So if you're watching this and you feel uncomfortable, or if you're homophobic, get off my channel. Because this is a place for everybody. This is a safe space for trans people. This is a safe space for people who identify as bisexual, lesbian, or gay. Like, anybody here can be on my channel. Like, I don't discriminate, okay? And I want you to understand that God doesn't either. All right. That was a side note for you, pound number 3. So, the next card that we have for how God is viewing you is the Star. You literally have the Star card. And every time I get the Star card, I just hear Megan Thee Stallion saying, I give money, I'm a star. So, like, yes, that's the energy that's coming through for you. You could potentially be a star or on your way to this star energy. Okay? You're healing from a lot, and you are a healer. The divine sees you as somebody that you heal other people. Like, you may be somebody that have a lot of testimonies, and it's like your testimonies are healing, and they give people the hope that they need to keep on going. So you may need to talk more about what you've been through, pound number 3, because your testimonials will really help people. If you want to leave like a testimonial in my comment section, pound number 3, go ahead and do that. I love when y'all comment. Even if I don't get to respond to everybody, I still read them and I appreciate them. Okay, I love when people tell me their story. I like when people comment very long comments. So don't ever be afraid to do that, because I don't mind. You don't have to leave a short comment. Let me know how it made you feel, if you resonated, all that. The next card that we have is the Four of Swords. So it's like Spirit gives you a lot of downloads when you're in solitude. They love this about you. Some of you could identify as an introvert, because I'm picking up like Buddhist monk vibes. Like, you like to be away from society for a long time to like take care of your energy, and then you'll pop back out again, and then you go into like hibernation mode. And I said this before in another reading, you may come from that pile. It was like this post, it was a meme, and it was like after I get done socializing, and it was like it was a Buddhist monk. It was like me for the next 6 months. So it's like you take this time in solitude to really connect with God, to really connect with your intuition. And this is something that God is applauding you on, because every day you're doing something to strengthen your relationship with God or help somebody else in some way. And they really, really appreciate this. Okay, that's why you're bragged about. That's why you're one of God's favorite, because you're always doing the work. With the Hierophant, like you have this dedication and the devotion to the Most High. And that is why you're always going to be celebrated. Okay. So the next card we have is Female Eschew. So I am using my Risha card. So Eschew can have, look, that's what we were talking, wasn't we talking about gender? Because Eschew can come in the male form and a female form. Okay, so somebody here could have switched genders. Take what resonates, okay, because that's not for everybody. And again, if you're offended by something like that, you don't need to be on my channel, okay? Okay, but this is a crossroads kind of energy. So what spirit loves about you is that you help people when they're at a crossroads in their life. You would make a really good counselor too, because you're so tapped in, and it's like you help people figure out what direction that they need to go, because we have the direction card. You help with, and it's a number 7, so you give people the spiritual clarity that they need for the direction that they need to be. And it's something about clients, having clients. Somebody here could be like, because I'm hearing the word witch doctor, you could do that. You could do that for people. And didn't where is that at? Didn't we have the 8th house, the taboo? That makes sense. That makes sense. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Eve's Bayou, like somebody here could be from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Okay. But even if you're not, you're doing something that people may consider taboo. So tarot, Reiki. Um, People consider things like that to be taboo, but it's still helpful. Or clients, so you could make things for your clients, make tinctures, make oils. You could make candles for them, or you could do things like hoodoo here. Somebody could practice hoodoo. That's what I'm picking up. And again, if you don't practice this, if this is not you, then disregard this part of the reading, because I really don't have time for somebody to go in the comment section saying that that's not them. I'm reading for so many other people. So if it doesn't resonate with you, I promise you it's going to resonate for somebody else, okay? Something about Louisiana. You have a connection to Louisiana. Marie Laveau. But yeah, you help give people direction when they're at a crossroads, when they can't figure something out, when it seems like there's no other option or no other way. Yeah. But you help heal people. The next card that we have is Rush. So what the divine loves about you is that you're somebody who you take your time in life. You're not going on, okay, by this age I gotta have this, by this age I have to have that, by this age I have to have that. Like, you're not going by the status quo. You're staying true to yourself, and you're moving on your own timeline. The number 33 could be significant, or you could be 33 years old. Take what resonates, but it's like you move on your own time, and you move more with God. Like, before you even try to do something, you ask, like, God, is this something I need to do? Like, God loves how you check in, because most people are like, no, I'm going to do this because I want to. They don't think about if God wants that for them. Like, we need to realize, like, yes, we can do what we want in this life and we have free will, but if it doesn't align with what God wants for us, then we can't do it. It's not going to work. If God is not ready for you to do something, it's just not going to work. But you have an understanding to not rush, to take your time. And then for those of you who do rush, God is telling you to slow down and take your time. Okay? Slow down and take your time. The next card we have is Shango, who's also in Orisha. So he deals with confidence. Okay. So again, you're confident. You're confident in your spiritual gifts, but there may be times where you doubt yourself, but they want you to be more confident. Don't doubt it. And you know why you don't want to be more confident, pal number 3? Because like I said this in another reading, but you remind me of that person that feels like if they are something, if they're on one side, then they're not going to be on the other side. Like, you may be afraid of being unbalanced. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, you may be afraid to be confident in your gifts because you think that you're going to be a narcissist, or you think that you're going to be cocky, and that's not it. You're not going to become narcissistic because you're confident in your gifts and who you are. You need the confidence so that you can bring out more messages, because the more confident you are with something, the more you can do it, right? That's what God wants you to know. All right? You have gifts, but don't doubt them. Like, trust them. And what you feel is reasonable. You just don't want to become like big headed, but at the same time, you're not, especially when you're conscious of that. The next card we have is the Ace of Cups. So somebody could be a Cancer because it's a Cancer symbol here. Okay. Somebody could really love to connect with Mother Earth, because I just heard Mother Gaia. Or you may really like dolphins too. Take what resonates. Yeah, with the Ace of Cups here, you just have a lot of love to give. You have a lot of love to give. So if you have an online community, you really pour into these people. You really pour into them. And you know what? They could come from families or just environments where they're neglected, but you feel like a mother to people. That's what I'm picking up. Like, you feel like a mother. So the divine and the heavenly realms, they see you as a mother, even if you don't have children. Like, you are very mothering, you're very nurturing, you operate in that divine feminine energy. They see you as a divine feminine, okay? And you help heal other people, you help soothe other people, and they really love that. And then we have perspective. You bring a lot of people to the light. You bring a lot of people to God. Maybe people who are atheists or people who had a different form of spirituality or whatever it may be. It's like you bring them deeper. You help them to have a different connection to God that's not, because a lot of religions are very patriarchal, and they're very, they don't have a lot of, female influences. And it's like, that's not what it was actually intended for. It was for us to be connected. It's not a woman versus men kind of thing, but that's the society we live in. And it's like you help people to stop seeing it that way and just see it as, I'm connecting with God. It has nothing to do with the religion I choose or anything. It's this connection. It's this divinity that we share. So the divine sees you as somebody that you bring a lot of people to the most high. Like, you put more people on God's team that God can help. Okay. 511 could be significant. And then this is a seahorse on this card too. So seahorses could be significant. We got a lot of water imagery, like dolphins and seahorses. So you could be really connected to those kind of animals, the ocean, or you live by the ocean. Take what resonates. Somebody here could even have blue eyes. But yeah, I feel like you help people get to the depths of God and who God really is outside of gender. Okay. Because some people debate between whether God is a woman or a man, and you can have your own preference of that. But at the end of the day, God is this light force, regardless if we interpret God as male or female. Okay. So those is all the cards that we have. Let me read the channel messages, and then we're going to end this reading. Let's see. Pile number 3. Didn't I say the 12th house? Where is it at? Didn't I say that? Yes. Okay. So I'm sorry. Pile number 3. The reason why I said the 12th house, because we had a lot of water. And then the 12th house is God energy. Because the 12th house sometimes can get a bad rep in astrology, because a lot of people tend to look at it as more of like hidden enemies and substance and addiction and all that. But it's also where you can connect with God, where you can find God. So somebody here, I'm reading the channel messages. Somebody here could uncover subconscious information that was hidden to them, and it helps them transform their life. But that's what you do to others. Like power number 3, you help people access their subconscious mind. You can make meditation, sound frequencies, subliminals, and that helps as well. But it's like you help people to find something that has been bothering them for a long time and get rid of it, or shift how they see something. That's why we have that perspective there. Okay. So yeah, in the notes I have God brags about you. We talked about that. God is very proud of you because you pour into people who were once empty. You help people find the God inside of them. We already talked about that song by Mary called "It's the God in Me." Like, that's very real. Like, I resonate with that 100%, because it's like people will see you and get mad at you and resent you, but it's like, this is God. I can't take all the credit. This is God's work. Like, I'm a reflection of that. You're a reflection of that, pal number 3. So don't ever be ashamed. Like, be confident. God wants you to be confident because God is within you. That's who you're connecting to when you are in that energy. Because I'm hearing Godfidence. Like, the word God plus confidence is Godfidence, by the way. Yeah, we have Mars and Scorpio, Mars and Cancer. Somebody could be a water sign. We had a lot of water. Okay. But that was the channel messages we had for you, pal number 3. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. I had a really good time doing this, even though it took me some time. Like, this reading is about to be almost 2 hours, but I do not mind because I just wanted to come and just share these messages with God and help people to understand that a lot of times the way that you think God sees you is not how God sees you. That's because that was shaped by other people's programming of what they think God thinks. But we all have our own individual connection to God. So never allow somebody to try to come in and make you think that God feels a negative about you, regardless if it's because of your lifestyle choices, your gender identity, who you want to love. Like, because a lot of people will see you and be like, oh, you go to church and you're Christian, but you have a wife and you're a girl. Mm-mm. And Spirit just wants me to say that because somebody here may struggle with that. Don't allow that to deter you away from God. Don't allow other people's ideologies of what's right and wrong to stop you from coming to church if you want to come to church or whatever it is you want to do, because that's still a form of spirituality. But yeah, there's something big about gender in this pile, something big about gender. And I just wanted to address that. And like I said, if you feel some type of way about me talking about gender, I have a whole degree in that, by the way. But if you feel some type of way about me talking about that, this channel is just not for you, boo boo. All right. And for the people it is for, thank you so much for tuning into these messages. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, your night, your evening, whenever you are watching this. Mwah! Peace. I love you.